Hello and welcome to this Ebase Xi video tour. My name is John Brantford and I'm a consultant for Ebase Technology, and in this video I'm going to give you an introduction to the Ebase Xi platform. Ebase Xi is an agile software development platform that combines user interface creation, powerful business process management and data integration into a single technology toolset. These components are underpinned by the Xi data exchange layer, which provides a powerful set of integration resources for talking to any external system via a given API. For example, a database, email, XML, CSV, web service, or an ad hoc custom developed resource. We will be introducing all three tightly coupled components, starting with the Agile Development Platform, then touching on the Business Process Manager, and then briefly talking about the integration server. Okay, so let's sign into the Xi platform. Each developer will have their own user ID and password, which are used to assign security roles to enable or restrict various facilities in the system. So this is the Xi platform. This is where all activities occur, from application development, business process management, web services creation, to database integration, customization, presentation, or anything else you want to do in the system. This means that the same skill set is used throughout the Xi platform, so if you can use it for one activity, you'll be able to use it for all the others. The key components that make up the Xi platform are located within the tree structure on the left. The Business Projects folder is where we can access the Agile Development Platform, or ADP, and is where all user interface development takes place. The Workflow folder is where all of the Business Process Management development takes place, also referred to as BPM. And finally, we have the Integration Server component. This is where all web services are created, managed, and deployed, also referred to as IS. Let's start looking at the ADP by opening a pre-created form. First we open the business project, then we open the forms project and select the required form. The form editor is in the center, and on the right are the fields, tables and properties panels. This is the default view of the ADP, which can be changed to suit the user's personal preference, but more on this later. The ADP is where all user interface development takes place, for example, the development of all of your website pages or the screens for a specific web application. Let's briefly talk about the tree structure. It is made up of a number of projects, which are just containers for application forms, business language files or scripts, and application messages. The forms, as you can see in the center panel, are the visual part of the application. It is what the end user interacts with when the form is run in the browser. Scripts contain the business logic. This is the intelligence behind the application and dictates what the application does and when. And finally, we have application messages. These contain a list of messages that are displayed to the end user while they are using the application, and they usually consist of error messages to be displayed when a mistake has been made. Okay, so let's have a look at the ADP editor in a bit more detail. The ADP editor consists of various movable and dockable panels. If we right-click over a panel, they can be set to be undocked, moved to completely different locations, combined with other panels, or closed altogether. You can also save the layout you want, restore it, or reset it, or redisplay any of the closed panels. Let's briefly review the ADP panels. The page designer is the visual layout of the page and is a fully WYSIWYG editor. Forms can be made up of several pages, and the name of the page we're editing is visible at the top. The Pages panel displays a list of all the pages that this form consists of, and by clicking on a different page in the panel, a different page opens in the Form panel. A handy feature when we only need to work on the look and feel of the application is that we can simply double-click on the page designer's top bar and instantly expand the Form panel. We can further increase the space it uses by auto-hiding the reference and tree panels, which are now visible as tabs on the far left. Now, at the top of the Form panel, there are several convenient options to help with the layout of applications. We can, for example, choose which screen resolution we would like to work in. So when we select 640 by 480, grey dotted lines appear in the Form panel, indicating where the boundaries lie for a screen using that resolution. Finally, by clicking on fields and other elements on the visible pages of the application, reveals that element's properties in the Properties panel visible at the bottom right of the screen. As we click on different elements, the Properties panel immediately changes. These properties can then be modified as needed. Further properties are available via the blue underlined clickable links. The Properties panel also changes when we click on fields or table elements in the Fields and Table panels. These panels display a list of fields and tables, which are repeating data sets used by the application, whether they are visible on the application's pages or not. Various options are available in the Fields and Tables panels, including Create, Delete, and Sort. The Palette panel contains a list of controls that can be added to the application's pages. These include controls for determining the layout of a page, the container controls, to adding content to the page, including fields, tables, buttons, text, or full tab sets and horizontal and vertical menus. These controls are added to the page simply by dragging and dropping them in the desired position on the page. And finally, the Outline panel does exactly as the name suggests. It displays an outline view of the entire application in a tree structure type view that makes it easy to see how everything fits together. It is also possible to change the order of the page controls by moving them up or down. You can even copy and paste sections of a page to save time. This is an especially handy feature when there are many controls on a page and it's not easy to move them in the form panel itself. The ADP also features full undo and redo capabilities, allowing us to undo or redo one or multiple steps at once. At the form level, we can switch between the web view, which is what the page will look like in a browser, to the print view, which is where we can create printable versions of the application. And finally, when we want to view the application in the browser, we can click on the green Run button. Okay, so let's now move away from the ADP and take a look at the Ebase Xi Business Process Manager. We'll open the tree structure and navigate down to the project level and open our workflow project. The Business Process Manager is an enterprise-level workflow development system that enables the automation and tracking of your business processes. It has a similar layout to the ADP, although with fewer panels. The section in the center is the Workflow Designer, and this is where you define the start and end of a workflow process and all the tasks and processes that come in between. There are a number of different icons visible across the top of the designer screen. These are used to add specific workflow steps, for example, new tasks, decision points, or connector lines. Plus there are additional features for validating, testing, and releasing the workflow process. On the right are the Attributes and Tables panels. And just like in the ADP, selecting different attributes or tables displays the respective elements' properties in the Properties panel below. We're now going to move on to the last topic in this Ebase Xi video tour, the integration server. The Ebase Xi integration server provides a simple and fast way to create and publish industry-standard web services. It is of a similar design, although much simpler than the ADP or BPM. It consists of only 3 panels, a Fields and Tables panel and a Properties panel at the bottom, which displays respective field or table properties as selected above. The menu icons provide access to all of the features of the integration server, and these are covered in more detail in the integration server video tour. So, to sum up, Ebase Xi is a new generation software platform that combines user interface creation, data integration, and business process management into a single technology development environment. The Xi platform offers an unprecedented combination of speed, agility, and power, delivers an agile and high productivity service-oriented architecture, and sets a new benchmark for the rapid development of business applications. Thank you for your time, and please visit the Ebase Resource Center to discover more about what Ebase Xi can do for you.